welcome back to KAMMA. I'm Khalil Deal.
Mandio.
And we are back to talk about UFC 317 taking place in T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we're going to talk about our early predictions and breakdowns for the prelims. A little quick recap. Last week was absolutely disastrous. I went 7-5. My boy Andy O even 500 at 6-6. And, we would have did so much better if the ladies would have got it done for us. The two ladies that fucked it up for us was Irina Alexkiva and Melissa Mullins. And
hey, sometimes these ladies do well for us and sometimes they don't.
Yeah, and also Oban Elliott was a very big disappointment. I thought he was going to do much better than that. And he finished to disappoint us, unfortunately. And of course, Ignacio Bahamondes was the other one that was disappointing for us as well. In the betting, I did fairly well, broke even. And so now we are going to just get right into the first. We're going to talk about who's in the prelims here. So the first fight is Nico Price versus Jacoby Smith. Then we got Jonathan Deniz against Alvin Hines. Cedricus Dumas, oh my God, against Jackson McVeigh. Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borshev, Vivian Arroyo versus Tracy Cortez, and the main event of the prelims, Haider Emil versus Jose Delgado. So to start it off, Andy O, who you got with the first fight here with Nico Price versus Jacoby Smith?
Yeah, the biggest favorite on the card here, Jacoby Smith, I'm going to have to go with him. He's just far more dangerous. Quite the finisher so far. And Nico Price, man, he's on the tail end here, I think. I wrote him off a while ago. I actually picked Alex Morono to beat him because I thought that was a battle of the washed guys. And Nico Price somehow pulled that one off. He's always an exciting guy that seems to pull things off in fights and get wins from out of nowhere. But I think Morono is his last kind of win like that, and Jacoby Smith far more dangerous than Morono. So, yeah, man, give me Jacoby Smith, although the line is crazy. Maybe it's worth a tap for Price. But, yeah, pick is for sure Jacoby Smith by knockout.
All right, yeah, man. Of course, I'm in agreement here. I got to go with Kobe, a.k.a. Jacoby Smith. Jacoby Smith, he's a former Oklahoma State University wrestling standout. This is a guy who has elite takedowns. He's got slams. He's got very good wrestling abilities. He mixes in violent ground and pound. We saw that in the Dana White Contender Series. And then he went on to beat Preston Parsons in his UFC debut. This guy's really good. He trained under the wing of the former UFC champion Daniel Cormier, who talks really highly about him. Even Daniel Cormier said that Jacoby Smith is able to do everything inside the octagon. And all the welterweights need to watch out. That was from DC's mouth saying that. So
last time DC talked about a guy like that, it was from some shrimpy guy that I don't think ever won a fight in the UFC. But remember that guy?
Oh yeah, that little short version of him there. Yeah,
he was like the two divisions like below or fighting above where he should have been, and he was tiny, but he was really round and big.
Yeah. I forgot his name, but yeah, I know exactly.
But I think Jacoby here, Smith, maybe DC knows what he's talking about a little more.
Absolutely, man. This is a guy that's going to get the job done. Nico, the hybrid Price. Well, we know this guy. He's renowned for his knockout power. He's got unorthodox fighting style. He's a versatile striker. He's got knockout victories. As you can see here, he's got 10 knockouts out of his 16 wins. He's got he's able to end fights dramatically. He's very unpredictable. He's very resilient. But Price's recent fights there, it's been a mix of high and lows there. We've seen that he got a couple of knockout losses to Robbie Lawler and Philip Rowe. He did get that unanimous decision over Alex Morono, but then he lost to Themba Gorimbo. He's getting up there in age. I really don't see him having a chance here against Jacoby Smith, who can mix in the wrestling and who's very, very powerful, not to mention way younger at 29 years old compared to 35 Nico Price. So give me Jacoby Smith to win by knockout or decision in this one. So we're in agreement with the first fight.
Yeah, there's been way more downs than ups with Nico Price lately.
Yeah, yeah. So let's move on up to the next fight here. We got Alvin Hines versus Jonata Diniz. This one here, man, I'm definitely, I was like actually really, thinking about this one because Alvin Hines, okay, not many people know about this guy, aka Goozy here. This guy
Tell us about the Goozy.
This guy, he kicked off the year with a perfect 4-0 record, okay, in the lower level promotions, and he is a promising heavyweight contender. I mean, the guy over his first 6 months, not only did he secure three more victories by a stunning high kick knockout of Billy Ray Valdez, but he can also get the fight to the ground where he's got very good ground and pound, and he can grapple and wrestle. He also can submit his opponents like he did against Junior Hicks, where he got an arm triangle choke. So this guy is very well-rounded. As you can see, he's got 3 knockouts, 3 submissions. So the guy's got very good knockout power. He punches very hard, and he also can wrestle and grapple. The thing I'm worried about here is that Jonata Diniz is very, very, very good on the feet. Okay, and he also has very good knockout power. Jonata Diniz, he's got a kickboxing background from Glory and Super Combat. He's got powerful striking with knockout power, but he's able to transition from kickboxing to MMA. He's also got experience in Muay Thai and of course Chuto Box. So he's got a very good, well-rounded striking approach. He's got good Thai boxing and Muay Thai techniques, including good clinch work and knees. But the thing is, he lacks on the ground. Like, he's very bad on the ground. If he gets taken down, he's got problems getting up, and he's a fish out of water on the ground. So I'm worried that Alvin Hines will take down Jonata Diniz, and then it's going to be a problem. But I don't think he's going to do it, man. I'm gonna give it to Jonata Diniz. The guy's got way more experience in the UFC fighting guys like Austin Lane, where he knocked him out with the left hook. Also beating Carl Williams, who's also a big-time wrestler by unanimous decision, and then he lost to Marcin Tybura, who's way levels above Alvin Hines here. Tybura ended up knocking him out, but I'm going to go with Jonata Diniz to win by knockout or decision. I think that he's going to be able to clip Alvin Hines on the feet, keep the fight standing, and get the win here. But I will say this: I will put a little sprinkle when come betting time on Alvin Hines, the dog, because you never know. So I'm going to go to pick Jonata Diniz by knockout or decision here.
Yeah, maybe if Alvin Hines was coming in with a full camp, I would give him slightly more consideration, but probably not.
That's
I
true. He's coming in on short notice. Forgot to mention that. Yeah.
I just think his striking is just way too sloppy for Dennis to really worry about too much. I think Dennis's striking is way more technical, way better. I think he's going to find the openings all day long on Alvin Hines here. Like, yeah, Alvin Hines' path to victory is definitely to get those takedowns and try to keep Dennis down there for as long as possible. But at the same time, as you mentioned, Williams, was it that you
Carl
mentioned?
Williams. Yeah.
Carl Williams, yeah, he was too afraid to implement his grappling game until the very, very end of that fight. He tried to take down Diniz, so Diniz was doing something right to prevent him from trying to take him down. I predict it's going to be the same kind of thing with Hines, and he does have those knees also to stop him from being taken down. He's also a very strong guy, so it's not the easiest thing in the world to get him down in the first place. But if he does, it could be sketchy, especially if he gets him down like once in every round. So, but yeah, just the better striker, more power, less sloppy. Well, probably a little more power, but it's all in how you place those shots. So, give me Dinitz by knockout or decision.
Yeah, also same here, knockout or decision. I forgot to mention that Jonata Diniz was supposed to fight Junior Tafa at first. Tafa withdrew from the fight, so that's how Alvin Hines got in here. So
And that was so disappointing for me.
yeah, coming in on short
Having
notice.
having a Justin Tafa around, it makes every party better.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Alvin Hines coming in on short notice there. It's definitely he has a less of a chance of winning. All right, so we're in agreement with this one here. Let's move on up to the next fight here. Okay, we got to talk about this one here, man. This is Cedricus Dumas versus Jackson McVeigh. Who you got here, Andy O?
Yeah. So Cedricus here was able to make it out for this fight. Good stuff. But I'm going to have to go with Jackson McVeigh. Jackson McVeigh is a finisher, man. He's not afraid to go through the fire and apply some grappling. And I can't really say, I'm not going to spend too much time with Cedricus Dumas. I thought this guy should have gone back to an indie promotion, had a few more fights down there to hone his skills. Because coming up, he seemed to have the right stuff on the feet, but it doesn't look like it at this level. And I think it's also a mistake coming back this early. I don't think he learned anything different. I don't think his ground game is going to be much better. Not that he took too much damage, but it was not long enough to get him better. And this Jackson McVeigh here, he seems half decent. So yeah, I got to go with McVeigh. Don't like what I've been seeing from SD here. But you real deal.
Yeah, man. So
By knockout. By knockout.
okay, perfect. So yeah, this fight was booked last minute because what happened was there was supposed to be 12 fights, and there was supposed to be a fight with Paulo Costa and Roman Kopylov, which got canceled. So they needed to add in another fight, and they threw this one in last minute. So Cedricus Dumas, he was booked last minute here, despite the home invasion robbery arrest. He was still able to make it for this fight here. He was recently arrested for a number of very serious crimes. Now, Cedricus Dumas, he's been jailed over a dozen times since 2014, and his latest in April was a run-in with the law. He was booked on 5 charges, including felony home invasion, robbery without a firearm, misdemeanor battery, felony possession of a weapon by a convicted felon, felony possession of a controlled substance without prescription, and misdemeanor drug equipment possession. So this was an incident with Dumas's ex-girlfriend when he entered her home, battered her, tried to pull the rings off of her fingers, stole her necklace. The police was later called, and they found him hiding in a dog crate in his girlfriend's home, in his new girlfriend's home. So
sounds like we're turning into a true crime channel.
It's absolutely insane. And then they also found a big bag of weed and a handgun when the police found him. So this guy has been too much into the extracurricular activities on the streets. He's a bona fide gangster. And he would be an amazing UFC fighter, like a really good UFC fighter, if he concentrated on just fighting. He does have knockout power. He does have a ground game. He does have submissions. He could fight if he just would be able to stay focused. I picked this guy before in the past where he actually won a couple of fights. Like, for example, when he beat Cody Brundage by unanimous decision. Also Abu Azaitar. Then he lost to Nursultan Rizaboyev. I gave him a chance. I'm like, okay, Nursultan's a huge guy. He's way bigger than him. He knocked him out fine. He came back. He beat Dennis Tululin. I picked him then. But then, this is where I was really disappointed. The fight against Michael Oleksiejczuk, where he got knocked out. You had Michael Oleksiejczuk, I remember, Andy O, and I had Cedricus Dumas in that one. And we watched that fight, and I was super disappointed in the way Dumas fought. He fought like he didn't even care. He wasn't even trying, and he ended up getting knocked out. This guy here, Jackson McVeigh, he's super strong. He's got a great wrestling background, and he's known to show resilience in close decisions. And Dumas, he struggles with defense against top-tier wrestlers. So this guy has a good chance with his wrestling. He's got very good grappling. I think it could neutralize Dumas's offense. And he's got very good knockout power. As you can see here, he's a finisher, like you said. 3 knockouts, 3 submissions out of his 6 wins. And he also has a good takedown defense at 83%. So I'm going to go with Jackson McVeigh to get the win here by knockout or submission. I think he puts out Cedricus Dumas, man, who's got too much on his mind, other bullshit that he's doing. So give me Jackson McVeigh to win by finish. So we're in agreement with this one. Let's move on up to the next fight here. Here we go. We got Terrence McKinney versus Vyacheslav Borshev. Who you got here, NDO, for this one? Oh, is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn. Yeah, sorry. So for this one here, man, I'm going to go with Terrence McKinney. I got to go with Terrence McKinney. Vyacheslav Borshev is good, okay? But, he's a guy who he just really has striking. He has those kicks and he has those strikes. He's got some knockout power, but I've noticed that he's kind of slow in there, especially in the early rounds. He comes out very slow, and McKinney comes out bursting fast, and that's where I think there's going to be a problem because Terrence McKinney is going to come out with bursting speed, explosiveness, and come out aggressive, whereas Vyacheslav Borshev is going to be very conservative and very slow at the beginning. Terrence McKinney can mix it up with his grappling. He's got good wrestling game. He's got knockout power. He's very explosive with his spinning kicks, his flying knees, crazy kicks, crazy punches, spinning back fists, elbows, you name it. He's so explosive and dynamic to watch. And he's got crazy submissions. The guy can come out there, grapple, get you to the ground, get rear naked chokes, get arm triangle chokes, darce chokes, you name it. This guy's got very good jiu-jitsu. So I think that it's going to be too much for Vyacheslav Borshev. If the fight goes into the later rounds, it might be a problem for McKinney, but I'm going to go for a first round finish for Terrence McKinney to win by knockout or submission in the first round.
Yeah, the thing with McKinney is, he has a very good foundation with what he does, and he has good athleticism, but he has absolutely no technical ability or desire to fight technically. That's why it's very hard to pick him, and that's why he has potential to get finished at any point in the fight as well. People think, early on McKinney, he should win. While that may be true most of the time, he has just as much of a chance to get finished early himself. But in this case, Borshev, he's a guy I find that he takes a little to get going, like you said, but he also gets rocked early on in fights before he gets going more himself. And I think it's a bad mix when McKinney should come out like a house on fire, hit him with something that Borshev won't really be prepared for. He won't be able to contain this whirlwind of McKinney. He's going to hit him. He's going to put up against the fence. Hopefully he's going to get him down and try to sub him out quick, because it's always good to have Santa Claus on the ground. So I'm going to have to go with McKinney here. I was never a big fan of Santa Claus based on the fact that he always gets hit early. If McKinney hits him early, I think it's going to be a bad day for Borshev and probably a short one. So give me a McKinney by knockout or sub.
Nice. So we're in agreement with this one as well. So me and Andy O agreeing on all 4 fights so far of the prelims. Let's get to the 5th fight of the prelims here, where we got Vivian Arroyo versus Tracy Cortez.
Okay, so this is the only ladies fight on the card, and the first time we're going to see Tracy Cortez back since she got pounded by Thug Rose. So, and Viviane Arroyo here, someone that to me doesn't look like she's lost much of a step. Her last time out was a good win against much younger, very dangerous Karine Silva, and she just used her a nice veteran game plan to stifle her and won a pretty easy decision there, although it wasn't a very exciting fight. Here, I'm going to be picking my first dog of the card for here by picking Viviane Arroyo. I think her takedown defense is going to be able to hold up. I think she's a better finisher here. Tracy Cortez never gets finishes, except very early in her career, I believe. And I believe if Arroyo can control the tempo, keep it on the feet, again, play a very smart defensive veteran game, she's going to be able to beat Tracy Cortez here. The takedown defense has to hold up, but Tracy Cortez really didn't impress me at all in her last fight. And I think since she's mentally unstable in the first place, or should I say emotionally unstable, I think that fight may have really dented her confidence. So yeah, give me Viviane Arroyo by decision or knockout.
All right, man. So this is going to be, unfortunately, our first disagreement in the prelims here. I got to go with Tracy Cortez. And the only reason why I'm going with Tracy Cortez is I feel that she has a better ground game. I really feel that she has a better ground game. Her wrestling is good. She's got good takedowns and good grappling. I have a feeling that in this type of fight here, Tracy Cortez will not try to keep this fight standing too much. She's going to take her down and get Vivian Arroyo on the ground. Where Tracy Cortez shines is her wrestling. Vivian is very good and well-rounded as well, though, I have to say. I do think that Tracy Cortez has got very good boxing skills. She's good on the feet. She could box it out with Vivian Arroyo.
Her boxing skills didn't look that good against Thug Rose.
It did not. It did not look good against Thug Rose, but she did look good against Jasmine Jasudavicius. Let's not forget that she did beat her by unanimous decision, and Jasmine Jasudavicius is very, very good. She also beat Melissa Gatto. She beat Stephanie Egger by unanimous decision. So she does have some good wins. Let's not forget Vivian Arroyo. She has lost 3 out of her last 5 fights. A loss to Alexa Grasso by unanimous decision, a loss to Amanda Ribas by unanimous decision, and a loss to Natalia Silva also by unanimous decision. She did get that win against Karini Silva and Jennifer Maia, but I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a good fight. I think that Arroyo does have a chance, but I just think that Tracy Cortez is just that much better on the ground. And I think that that's where the fight's going to end up. And I think that Tracy Cortez is going to be able to get the fight to the ground and keep her on the ground often, get her with some ground and pound while she's down there, and win a unanimous decision. So give me Tracy Cortez to win by decision. We are in disagreement with this one. All right.
Well, hopefully for her sake, she'll get some eyelashes, those fake ones that stick better to her. In this fight here, because Thug Rose pounded those off.
Yeah, yeah. We'll definitely see in this one here. Let's move on up to the next fight. We got the main event of the prelims here, and folks, if you haven't already, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. We got Hyder Emil against Jose Delgado here. Boy. So for this one here, it's a tough one because this new guy here, Jose Delgado, he's really good, man. He's known for his relentless pace. He's got elite grappling and knockout power. He was a memorable athlete from the Contender Series for his aggressive technical style. He comes from MMA Lab. He's fought with guys like when he trains in MMA Lab, he trains with guys like Sean O'Malley and Jared Cannonier, amongst other good fighters. And he does nothing but hunt for finishes when he fights. So he definitely tries to get the finish. You can see here, out of his 9 wins, he's got 5 knockouts, 4 submissions. So he is a finisher, but because of his aggressive nature, he gets hit a lot, which is what really worries me here, because Hyder Emil is, we call him the Hurricane because he uses nonstop pressure. He brings the hurricane. He's very aggressive. He's always advancing forward, and he's got a great mixture of boxing and kickboxing. So I think that that's where it's going to be a problem for Delgado. When he tries to be too aggressive, he might get clipped by Hyder Emil with his great boxing and kickboxing. Also, Hyder Emil can take the fight to the ground as well, and he'll always choose ground and pound over maintaining position. He can wrestle very good, and he's got good grappling skills. I'm picking my first dog here of the week. I'm going with Hyder Emil. That's going to be my dog of the week play here. I think he can get the job done. He's 11-0. He's been in the UFC, and he has beaten guys like Fernie Garcia, Jung Young Lee, and just recently against William Gomis, who's actually really good. And he was able to beat him by split decision there. Jose Delgado fought once in the UFC against Conor Matthews, got that knockout, but Conor Matthews is really not that good. I think this is going to be a real step up in competition for Delgado.
Neither is Fernie Garcia.
Yeah, I know, but William Gomis, we got to admit, is way better than Conor Matthews, and Hyder Emil was able to get that split decision. He was able to beat him up there in that fight. So give me Hyder Emil by knockout or decision.
Yeah, here's where I'm going to have to go with Jose Delgado in this action-packed fight, because both these guys love to come at each other. Delgado, he's going to be the taller, lengthier guy. He's going to be much younger also at 27 to Hyder Emil's 35 here. In watching both these guys, I got to say that Hyder Emil, he does love coming in He likes going likes. He doesn't have a problem with going through the fire and taking shots himself to get to his target. And when it comes to Delgado, he's well rounded. I think he's a more well varied striker. He uses his kicks better, whereas Haidar Emir doesn't use enough kicks. He also has nice combos I find that are better than Haidar Emil. He switches stances a lot and he can use combos at the same time. And he goes for takedowns also, something that I think he'll do before Haidar Emil will do. I think Haidar Emil, though, is probably a little better technically with his boxing. And that's about it as far as both of these guys go. But I will go with Delgado, who I think his through his combos he's going to find the mark more, and I think he has a little more power too in his shots. So give me Delgado by knockout or sub. For the O's gotta go for Haidar Emil.
It's going to be a very, very good fight. I think it's going to be a very close fight. So if I can get those dog odds here on Haidar Emil, I'm going to go for him because I think the line is pretty wide here for these two, especially that Haidar Emil is undefeated there. For the line to be that wide, I think that I'll take a shot at Haidar Emil at 2.4 times your money versus the 1.58 for Jose Delgado. So there you have it, folks. Our early predictions and breakdowns for the prelims. Me and Andy O only disagreeing on 2 fights. Let's see how we do in the main card coming up next.
Hey, wait. If you like these shows, like and subscribe.
Peace out. KAMMA.